So how are the roads treating you lately? It's time to fix them, I think. To find out what some of the options are, Sandra Solin, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome, thank
and
you.
you represent what consortium of Northern Colorado groups? I always forget the name.
Yeah, Northern Colorado Legislative Alliance, which are the chambers for Collins, Loveland, and Greeley, and the economic development agencies, Northern Colorado Economic Alliance and Upstate Colorado.
Fortunately, I wasn't paying attention to any of that. And from our Political Law Center at the Independence Institute, Shayne Madsen, thank you.
Thanks for asking me.
And thank you for helping me work on this Fix Our Damn Roads proposal. And people are out right now gathering signatures to put forward an initiative that says the legislature will do their damn job and spend money on roads without a tax increase. But before we get to that, there's possibly competing things going on here on the ballot. Tell me, from the outsider's point of view, what are we looking at? What are the choices that people will be looking at this fall?
Yeah, this fall, voters are likely to have two options on the ballot to address the road conditions that we're all very frustrated with. One, the no tax option, which of course is the Fix Our Damn Roads option, which we'll talk about. It's a $3.5 billion bonding program with specific projects across the state outlined for funding. Signature projects like North I-25, South I-25, I-70, as well as regionally significant projects. The alternative approach is a sales tax increase of 0.62% across the board throughout the state. And it would deliver at the state level about a $6 billion bond program, also addressing multiple projects around the state, interstates and roadways across the state as well, but much larger numbers, of course, and then also delivers more money to local governments as well. They get about 40% of the proceeds of all the revenues, and then there's a transit component as well. 15% of all the revenues come go to
this is coming from the
multimodal.
This is coming from the Denver Chamber of Commerce,
Correct.
which has never endorsed a tax increase ever before. So this is something very, very new for them. I'm joking. And so under their proposal, less than half of the money actually goes to fix highways. The other money goes either 15% to transit, we don't know what that's going to be, and 40% to the cities to do what they want to do. We're not too sure what that is. And how much will they raise taxes by?
So it's a 0.62% state sales tax. And so
that's an increase in the sales tax by 21%, almost 22%.
Yeah, I guess
right.
that's probably about right, yeah.
And for that, they get road money, but also money for Mist Street Transit, we'll find out later, and Mystery City money, we'll find out later.
City and county. It goes to both cities and counties, and it will flow. They are supposed to identify the projects that those dollars will be spent upon, and on the state side, this projects will be specified to voters.
Yeah, I remember when RTD specified a rail line to Longmont and all sorts of other good things. All right. If this proposal passes, there'll be cities that have sales tax rates close to 9%, including Colorado Springs, which is one of the reasons why Mayor Suthers is adamantly against the tax increase and endorses Fix Our Damn Roads proposal. Commerce City, working class Commerce City goes up to 10%, nearly 10% sales tax increase for what they get. What does Fix Our Damn Roads do? When you help craft it, it doesn't raise taxes. So where does the money come from?
It comes from bonding. Fix Our Damn Roads authorizes $3.5 billion in bonding, which means the state of Colorado will issue securities. And then we challenge the legislature, if I may, to do their damn job and come up with the principal and interest payments out of the state budget, which we estimate every year is about 2%. Unlike the chamber proposal, Fix Our Damn Roads puts all of the money into interstate and primary roads as designated in the Tier 1 projects created by the Department of Transportation.
And the projects are actually listed in the proposal. That
Yes,
it's not listed outside the proposal. It's not referred to.
No.
We're going to do things that are on some other list. It is every single project is listed, so every voter knows exactly where the money's going.
That's correct. It's listed in the proposal, and dollars are allocated in the proposal. And we specifically state that these monies are to be in addition to what is already available for transportation, By that I mean roads
Yeah,
and
I've heard.
bridges.
Let me push you on this one because I've heard people say, you know, if you pass that, you're just going to force CDOT to spend money they already have, and therefore, you know, you're not getting anything out of it.
I find that specious, and I don't understand the reasoning behind that, because it's clearly in addition to their current budget. And we also prohibit the executive branch, which is the governor's office and the Department of Transportation, from doing any shell game and moving the money around for any other purpose other than the listed projects.
You know, what's so odd here is we've got $1.3 billion surplus. I mean, $1.3 billion, and by some weird machinations, the Trump tax cut makes a huge windfall for the state, which Legislative Council says is going to be close to $900 million a year coming up. But we're told there's no money. There's no money for roads. There's plenty of money for Medicaid, which is now 26% of our budget. 1 out of 4 people are on it. But road funding has been flat over the last decade. How in the world are they going to say there's no money, we need a tax increase, given all that money that's there?
Well, in this last legislative session, the legislature passed Senate Bill 1, which appropriated some one-time dollars to transportation theoretically out of that $1.3 billion that you noted. But what they failed to do was really provide a really meaningful ongoing stream of monies out of the general fund, which is what the Fix Our Damn Roads proposal suggests. So there are dollars there, but and voters will demand that before they even consider a tax increase, they want to know that the state has done enough. Voters will ultimately say whether or not enough has been done, but that accomplishment, if you will, that came out of this legislative session is one thing that they will point to.
How does Senate Bill 1, what's the impact in a year after this? They finally gave some money up front to education or to transportation. We've only got a minute. Tell me, how does that going to work in a year?
Yeah, there's an important interplay between both of the initiatives and Senate Bill 1. There are contingencies built, but at the end of the day, what's really interesting, the way it's structured, both the sales tax initiative would require $150 million of general fund to be utilized for purposes of payment of of certificates of participation, and your proposal requires $150 million as well for payment of the bonds.
So are they the same?
Well, they're the same from a general fund impact perspective, but they obviously generate a considerably different type of dollars and amount of money.
And for different purposes.
All right, we've only got a few seconds. Is it possible that these both pass?
It is possible.
I have a better feeling that one's going to pass, and I know which one. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Shayne. Read me in the Denver Post. Listen to me on KHAL Radio. We'll talk to you next week. I wish we had more time.